welcome you, all of you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for signing up for this class. I'm really grateful and honored that you're trusting me your time today. And I am also very proud of you because I know you guys are giving a chance for you to, for your worth, and there's something that you want to know more about you. So I'm really grateful for that. So we are going to do today, my boot camp is my first boot camp that I'm doing about self-worth. I just want to make sure that you guys are here in the right place, that you know why you're here and what you expect to get. So you're here because obviously there's something that is not working out for you. You're here because maybe you don't feel enough in your daily life. There's a lot of the ideas and opinions from other people that you get intimidated by. There's also you think your thoughts and ideas are not valuable. You're afraid to be seen. You simply don't feel worthy for who you are. You feel afraid to speak up, and obviously there's this big people-pleasing problem that you feel that you need to say yes to everyone, because you really need to feel needed and accepted. So making sure that you're here, you're in the right place, because if this is you, I have something amazing for you today, something that has changed my life forever. And I really think that my reflections and my insights on this can change your life as well. So once again, thank you so much for being here, and I hope you got your pen and paper. I'm going to give you a lot of information today, and it's very helpful if you have a journal or you have a notebook, because I'm going to give you a lot of reflective questions. Like, I want you to ask yourself many questions, and based on those answers, you're going to start giving yourself your own answers, if that makes sense. So the first thing is, I want to know it's where you are. Where are you at right now? Like, I like you to be very clear on what's your current situations in terms of self-worth, self-value, and enoughness. So where are you at? Do you feel low? Do you feel unvalued? Do you feel unworthy? Do you feel like you don't matter in many ways? Do you feel like your thoughts and opinions are invalid? You are afraid of speaking up? So all these questions, I'd like you to write down. It's just a short sentence. It's really not nothing to be, to extend right now. But where are you now? Are you looking for help because I need help on this? I want to be heard. I want to feel confident. I want to be heard in the terms I want to speak up. So where are you now? So you wrote down these questions. And this question and your answer. This isn't just what we're going to navigate today, so you know what to expect from my presentation and where you're going to get. So we're going to navigate it in terms of current beliefs that you have right now, because your beliefs is what is driving your life until the moment that you have right now. So we're going to talk about beliefs. I'm going to show you a very nice and powerful technique that is going to help you to shift those beliefs. We're also going to talk about, obviously, about the level of your self-worth and how to increase, because when you increase your level of self-worth, you're going to increase the standards of your life. That's it. And then I'm going to show you this 7 powerful steps that I have used to build your new self-worth identity, and literally transform your life from inside out. So this is what we are going to work on today. So just making sure that you're in the right place. This training is for you. It's not for you, I'm sorry. if you're really not willing to open up to new beliefs and mindset. This training is for me, is not for you if you're not interested in taking a deeper look, like you're afraid of taking that deeper look in yourself and be able to shift it, so you're not interested in that, so you don't want to attract deeper relationships in your life. You're not interested in raising your standards. It's like, I'm fine the way I am, so this is not for you. And if you're not ready to invest in your own growth and build your own self-worth, if you're not ready for that, this is not for you. I don't want to waste your time. But if you're going to go, if you open for new mindset, a new opportunity to view your self-worth, this is for you. So you maybe are wondering, well, who the hell are you? Why are you talking where you're talking? So I am, this is a little bit of my story. If you're wondering where is my beautiful accent from, I'm originally from Colombia. That's where I'm from. And for most of my life, I never felt enough. And that pretty much, this is one of the feelings that you also relate to. As a daughter, as a child, and I grew up with 3 sisters, and I was the youngest, and I never felt enough sister, and I wasn't enough for my mom or my academics in school. I never felt enough daughter or sister, and then at school either my grades weren't good. Something that turned my life around is I was in 14, probably I was 14 or 15 years old. And the director of my class came to me and said, Monica, you need to change your friends because you're not enough for them. You are not to the standards of your friends. And that completely shattered my life. Like, I believed it, which was, the principal reason it completely shattered who I am. My self-worth went to the floor, and then I operated from that belief that I wasn't enough, that I wasn't worthy enough. So the rest of my life, I jumped from one job to another. I always got stuck on my role. I worked for many years as executive assistant, and although this is a very valuable role, I never felt that I could do more. So my mindset was, this is who I am. I'm not enough. I'm not worthy for anything else. So I kept jumping from one job to another, and then obviously I was looking to please everyone, so I could find on their opinion, my worth. And that kind of had a ripple effect in everything else. I got stuck in very bad relationships and got stuck on bad friendships, low pay jobs, everything. So then what happened? What happened is I turned my 40s, and when I turned my 40s, I had a huge wake up in my life. I lost my job. I got into a very deep depression crisis, and I started wondering all those beliefs, if they were true, and I decided to just take action. So what happened? I went down for about the last 3 to 5 years. I've been digging in my beliefs, in my worth, and I just decided that where I was not where I wanted to be. I wanted to feel confident. I wanted to be able to speak up. I wanted to not blush every time someone asked me a question. I wanted to not be able to say no to people. I couldn't say no. I needed to please everyone, so I felt value. So I made a decision and a commitment with myself. I said, where I am and where I want to be, I need to take a decision, and I need to commit to that decision. And that decision is like, this is not who I'm going to be anymore. And I'm going to do everything possible to change that within myself and to change my reality and to change my identity pretty much. So you need to, so this is what I want you today to, one of the things that I want you to walk away from this, if this is one of the few things that you can walk away from this training today, is you need to make a decision. You need to make a decision. You need to commit. So to take action, and that action is just one action at a time. So if you're here, it's because you want to change your life. It's because you're looking for answers, and because you're looking to feel worthy and empowered and be able to stand up for yourself and, you know, become that person that many times I felt envious of friends or even my own sisters. So you need to get out of your own way, that's taking a decision, and take the commitment to take the action and to everything that is within yourself to move forward. So in your journal, I want you to write today, my decision for today. I will decide today to have courage, because this takes courage. And you know that. It takes a lot of courage to say, what the fuck, I don't want this anymore in my life. So to take the courage, to commit, to know your worth, to know that you're worthy, and to do everything that it takes to get your power back and start transforming your life. So I want you to write this down. And if you want, just put it as a declaration, because goals, really, what are goals? You know, goals can be a fluff in there, but this is a declaration for yourself, okay? You're deciding today to commit, to have the courage, to know your worth, and to do everything possible to start transforming your life. So before we move forward, because this is something that I'm really convinced is that you have to know your worth in order to transform your life. Everything that you're wishing for, so at least I'm talking about my experience, my learnings, my insights, everything that you're wishing for comes from the level of your self-worth. You want to be more confident, it comes from your level of self-worth. You want to speak up, you want to set boundaries, you want to get out of toxic relationships, you want to get a better job. All of that comes from the underlying value of your worth. So I want you to make sure that you really know what self-worth means. So basically, the Merriam-Webster defines it as a sense of one's own value as a human being. Just be careful reading that, as a human being. That means that you are worthy just for being a human, just for existing, just for being here, for having the blessing to take space in someone's life. You know, every day you shift in someone's reality, even if it's at work, at home, with your children, with your spouse, with your friends, with your parents, at streets. I mean, someone has to move out of their way if you're coming down the street. Is that right? Exactly. So that makes you worthy. There's nothing else that makes you worthy. Your worth comes as your existence. That's what makes you worthy. And when you start shifting your view of what worth means or not means, this is the clue. At the same time, as I mentioned, what self-worth is not. So self-worth is not the size of your bank account. It's not your job. It's not the influence that you can have, or maybe if you're coming from a very influential family or not, doesn't have to do with it. It's not the size of your followings in social media or your likes. It's not if you have such a popular friends, because believe me, that's something that you really got me when I was in school, because I wanted to hang out with the popular friends, because I wanted to feel worthy of it. You know, if I'm hanging out with the popular, I'm worthy, right? That's not. And obviously also something super important is not depending, your worth doesn't depend from the accomplishments of your partner. What do I mean by that? you have a partner, a husband, a wife, a boyfriend, whatever, that it's accomplished. So if your partner is accomplished, you feel you're worthy because people can admire you because of him. That's not your worth. So I want to make sure you understand this, because this is the foundation of everything. Everything else that can transform your lives come from this, from knowing the exact meaning of your words. So I want you to be very, very honest with me. And I want you to take a piece of paper and tell me, from a scale to 1 to 10, how would you rate your level of self-worth? And actually, if you want to share on the chat, that will be amazing. I mean, something that, I'm sorry if I wasn't clear at the beginning, this is a space, a safe space. I am creating this because all of us are vulnerable, and I'm feeling like, you know, we need to hear this, and we need to increase the levels of self-worth. So this is a safe space. There's no judgment. There's nothing. So tell me, what's your level of self-worth? And drop it in the chat if you want to. I'm just giving you 1 second so you can. Okay. All right. Good. All right. So once you have that, the idea is that today, let's say you say, my level of self-worth is 2. Fine. I want you to walk out today with a level of self-worth, even if it's 4 or 5. You've made a huge difference, okay? So this is what I'm hoping today, that you can increase your levels of self-worth so you can start getting the awareness of your value and how you can, that has a ripple effect in your life. All right. So how valuable would it be to learn how to discover your true worth, so that you can become more confident, feel value, empowered, set boundaries, speak up your mind, and really, really finally feel comfortable in your own skin? Isn't that what we want, right? That's what I wanted when I started this journey. I just wanted to be comfortable for me, for who I am. I just wanted to be comfortable on speaking up my ideas in my mind and saying no. It's like being comfortable and accepting who I am. So how valuable would it be to learn that, to discover your worth? You know, in many cases that would be actually priceless, because it's really transformed your life, and not just your life, but the life of everyone who's around you. Just think about if you have children. If you start feeling worthy and empowered, they're watching you. They're looking at you and saying, this is who I want to become. So this is really a question that, when I ask myself, it's just really priceless, because it's legendary. I'm leaving my footstep here, not just for myself, but for the people who I love. So like I said before, everything falls to the level of your self-worth. Everything. Your bank, your job is at the level of self-worth. You actually, the standards of your bank account is at the level of self-worth. Your friendships, your relationships, your position at work, everything in your life falls to the level of your self-worth. So my question for you, what would you do if you truly knew your worth? What would you do? How would you act? How would you show up in the world? Think about that. And I want you to think about it, but no, like, just imagine it. I want you to write it down with specific details. What would I do if I truly knew my worth? I will show up this way. I will behave this way. I'll probably speak this way. My self-image, my self-care. How would you show up in your daily basis? How would you interact with the world? So I want you to ponder this question. You can actually journal a little bit more later, but I want you to think about it. And obviously, this is I'm doing an exercise of visualization, so you can start thinking above, like thinking beyond of your current circumstances, but because you're behaving based on your current circumstances, you're going in a circle. You keep feeling, I'm not enough, I'm not worthy, I'm not valuable, and your actions are a reflection of that mindset. But let's break that and just start with this question, and then visualizing it, feeling it in your body, because it's not enough just think about it. You have to feel it. How would you act? How will you talk? How you present yourself? How will you stand up? How will you show in a meeting? Like usually, when I was in a meeting before this process, I would just sit at the back of the room. I wouldn't speak. So think, if I knew my worth, I would show up. I will sit on the table and I will sit strongly. My chin will be up, like all those little tilts, body language. And I start feeling the emotion in it. That's what I want to initiate in you, the feeling of worthiness. So we cannot move forward because I know how hard it is to really want to be and feel worthy when you don't believe you're worthy, right? How hard is that? Well, obviously you can. So let's talk about your beliefs for a second. Your beliefs shape your reality. That's it. Your beliefs are your current thoughts. They're obviously subconscious because you're not conscious of what you're thinking, and you think they're true. Each belief carries a distinctive energy and materializes in your life. Much of our hardships arise from conflicting beliefs within us. For example, I put this example here on the screen. For instance, desire and confidence, but you believe, for example, you desire confidence, but you believe that confidence is only for outgoing people or for successful. And I'm talking about for a personal experience. Extremely introvert. As I am, I mean, you're watching to me. This is obviously a byproduct, all the internal self-growth that I've done for the last years, but I've been very self-conscious. And in the past, I always believed that being confident, I was an introvert. That's not, it's impossible. If I'm introvert, I can't be confident. And it's only for the successful, chatting, loud people. But being confident and as an introvert and as a shy person, that's not possible. So that's a contradiction. Everything in life is influenced by your beliefs, including your relationships, with yourself. So neuroscience indicates that our brains aligns our life with our beliefs. I want you to really put attention to this. Your brain aligns your life with your beliefs. And it's not the way around. It's not, your life doesn't align with, I'm sorry, your brain aligns, I'm sorry, our brain aligns your life with your beliefs, but not the way around. I think you got the idea. Right, sorry. Okay, so this is okay, I'm going to do this exercise with you, and it's going to take you a little bit of time, maybe 5 minutes. And I want you to write down these questionings, and then I want you to apply them to the main beliefs that you think is keeping you stuck. So I'm giving you an example here. I felt for most of my life I wasn't enough. I'm not good enough. And even that I had a decent life and, people like me, I never felt enough on anything I did. Not as a husband, as a wife, as a mother, as a daughter, as a friend, never. I never felt enough. So I had to, this is the belief bursting methodology that I think it will change your life. So what caused you to believe this? In this case, what caused you to believe that I'm not good enough? In my case was, well, I had someone when I was 15 that told me that I wasn't up to the standards. Obviously, I think my sisters were better at school, a job, I don't feel confident. So what causes you to believe that? Be very honest with that. What is the benefit of holding into that belief? Yep, you have a benefit. There's something that is making you feel good about it, if that's the way to say it. So for example, what causes me to believe that I'm not good enough? Like say, experience in my life, my childhood. What's the benefit? I think the benefit is that I don't have to show up. I mean, I'm feeling not enough, so therefore I don't feel seen. Therefore, I'm comfortable on not being seen. I'm comfortable, and I really feel that way. There's benefits on your beliefs that is keeping you stuck, even is because they make you feel uncomfortable. They make you feel comfortable. They make you feel familiar because it's familiar for you. It was familiar for me not feeling enough for most of my life. And everything that is a change is uncomfortable. So that made me feel familiar. It was my identity. This is the way I am. That's my benefit. I don't want to change it. So I really want you to think about that. Then move into the question, what is causing you to hold into it? What was causing me to hold into the belief that I wasn't enough? Everything. It was costing my relationships. I got in toxic, horrible relationship. It was costing me my job. It was costing me not to know who I was, to be a people pleaser, to no confidence. I mean, it was costing me everything. Then I want you to challenge that belief. For example, is that belief true to everyone? Or there's examples that show the contrary? So is that true that because someone told me when I was 15 that I wasn't up to the standards of my friends, that made you not good enough? No. Is it true that because I was feeling that I was stuck a job in a role that I didn't feel value as an executive assistant, is it true that I'm not enough? No. So I really want you to challenge that. And obviously, this will take you time. I really would love you if you just tonight take these notes and really go deep on them, because here it really lays a lot of answers for yourself and for the commitment to change. Then I want you to let go of the belief. And I want you to say, you know what, this is a lie. And I had to say that I have to accept myself, because the only way that I can change my identity was letting go the belief. I had to let it go. I had to say, you know what, this is a lie. I am enough. And how do I can show I'm enough? You know, I'm here, I'm showing up, I'm a mother, I'm doing my best, I'm working, and impacting people, and impacting my friends, and impacting my husband, and changing. And I'm a mother, so for example, I'm changing a human being's life here. So I have to really let go of the belief, and I started to write a new story, and I want you to do the same. Let it go and write your new story. What's your new story about that belief? Then turn it around. And if you committed, remember that we talked at the beginning, decision and commitment. When you committed to understand the benefit of your new belief, what would be the consequences of that benefit? Think about that. I mean, I let go of the lie of not being good enough, and I start just flying. I start saying, I start getting into much better relationships. That's when I got married. I have a beautiful husband. I start making better job decisions. I start showing to the world because I'm here today talking to you about my experience. And I couldn't do that if I would have been holding to the light that I'm not good enough. I'm here talking to you. Look at the benefit. I'm impacting someone else's life. It's a ripple effect. And then that's the hardest part. Consciously choose the new belief, and take action. And take action means you have to do a baby step every single way, because it's the only way that you can start shifting your identity and you can start building new habits. But it has to be consciously. Your mind is going to go back. Your mind is going to keep telling you, no, this is not true. This is not who you are. And even, actually, not just your mind, your friends, your family. People start seeing changes in you and they're going to say, who are you? This is not who you are. And that's when you have to keep going with your decision and commitment. But you have to be very conscious of it and consciously take the action to do it. Okay? And I'm not saying this is easy, because it's not easy, and it was going to be setbacks. And there's days that you're going to just say, no, this is not who I am. But that's again where you have to rise again, take the decision, make the commitment to keep doing. Okay, so we're bursting this belief, we're doing this commitment, and then once we have changed our framework of mindset framework, this is the 7-step way that it has worked for me. This is my own journey, how I built my worthiness, and how I'm here showing as a new person. So this is the 7-step framework to finally build, discover, and embrace, and live by your true worth. Live by it. So we're changing our beliefs. Then we have to make the awareness of our worthiness. How do you make the awareness of your worthiness? You have to understand the value that you bring to the world. You, every day, you bring in value. You have to understand how you shift in life. You have to know what you bring to the table. You have to get aware. It's like an awakening of your worth. Because if you're here, it's because you don't know your worth, and it's been asleep. So the awareness is everything you do for the awakening of it. When you are awake, when you know and you realize your worth, then is when you start shifting your identity. And I talked about your identity before. You shift it. You say, this is who I am. This is who I'm not. And the process of shifting identity, it goes from, you have to accept yourself. You have to choose the new person you want to be. So it's something that comes from inside out. Your identity start building from inside to out. So then once you shift your identity, you get more self-confidence. Self-confidence is actually a skill that you can learn. But in the way that it has worked for me is like, I had to believe the value that I have so I can start learning my self-confidence. Obviously, it's not easy to show up. It's not easy to speak up. It's not easy to say, this is what I think. But once you have laid down the foundation of your value, it gets easier, and you can start building the skill. Then you have that, then you start putting boundaries, setting your boundaries, and you stop the so annoying people-pleasing cycle, because it's draining when you really feel that you have to say yes to everyone because you only want to be liked and accepted, because they think that that's what makes you worthy. Then I lay down a big foundation of gratitude, because what's life without gratitude? And we started not just gratitude for what we have, but also for gratitude for you, who you are. Gratitude for your gifts for your value, gratitude from your personal personality to your, I mean, it's gratitude for everything of you, and that actually has a ripple effect to everything else. And then once you have all the foundation, you got a new self-worth, a new you. That's what I call it, a new you. So I just went through it very quickly, but this is pretty much what I worked through the 7-step framework. So in the belief mindset, obviously you start realizing what's keeping you stuck. Big thing in the foundation of belief and mindset is fear. Oh my goodness, isn't it? Fear. You fear, so scared to be seen, so scared to be heard, so scared to change, starting from that, because you somehow you don't feel worthy of it. So there's a lot of emphasis on the fear. Why you're here, what's your purpose, shutting off those inner critics, and obviously it has to do a lot with affirmations, the inspirations, and empowerment. And that's like the how you call that, the cover layer of it, you know, because everything starts from inside out. Then it comes awareness, like I was talking before. You have to understand your words. You have to understand the role that is playing in your life, how to discover it truly and embrace it. Finding your superpowers, that's one of my favorite parts, because you do have a superpowers. You have an amazing gifts that you bring to the world, and I don't think you realize it. And I'm not talking about your resume. I'm not talking, obviously those are beautiful skills too, but I'm talking about more of a essence of who you are, the gift of your life, and all those gifts that are unique to you. I'm talking about those superpowers. And cultivating self-love and self-care. I'm sorry, I misspelled that. Cultivating that, because that's part of also of the awareness. Then we move to the identity shift, who I am versus who I really want to become. Self-acceptance, because you cannot shift your identity if you don't accept who you are right now. You have to start with that. This is who I am. This is what makes me beautiful. These are my imperfections. This is what I have to improve. This is what I need to work on. This is what I bring to the world. And then you can do the shifting part. And obviously, for building a new identity, you have to have some habits that support that new identity. Then they will go to the self-confidence and self-acceptance. We work through self-esteem versus self-confidence, which is different. This also goes back to accepting yourself first, and then your body language, how you can speak up, the volume of your voice, the small steps. You know, this is more about building your self-confidence. When you have the self-confidence, you can show up more into the world and say, you know what, I'm not okay with that. No is a complete answer, you know that. And at the same time, you go again back to losing the fear to speak up, in the sense of saying, I don't agree with that. That's the fear that you can build when you start building your buandaries. You say no without a guilt. You lose the necessity to feel liked and accepted, because that's what's driving you right now to please people. You really want to feel like you belong, like you're accepted, knowing your value first, and the fear of confrontation, which is it took me years to lose the fear of confrontations, because I couldn't. I mean, I have to say, I'm still feel, and I think everyone does at some point when you have to confront, but it's like having the uncomfortability of it, like you don't feel comfortable with it, but having the certainty and the confidence that you can do it, and not just shake it and don't speak, and then you go in your mind thinking all day long, oh, I should have said that, why I didn't speak out. It's because you're so scared of confrontations. Then we go into gratitude, and gratitude is just transforming your life. There's a lot of connection. If you're a believer, there's a lot of connection between gratitude and God's presence. That's something that I've built really deeply, because I feel His presence, through gratitude, and this just energizes the person that you're becoming, and it gives you the thankfulness, of gratefulness of who you are. But you have to work on your gratitude for yourself, or on what you have in your life. And then finally, we're back into your new self, your new you. And when you have that, you have to choose, surround yourself with people, like-minded people. You have to close some doors, you have to let go some people, you have to block people, because you have to protect your new worth. You have to protect it every single day. So this is the 7-step framework. So we're here, and I'm not sure, I have an idea why you're here, right? Obviously, you're looking for something similar, you're looking for something in your life. But I'm assuming you're frustrated, that you have low you're frustrated and you have low self-confidence, and you don't feel enough, you don't feel worthy, you don't feel value, you don't feel loved. You're tired of not standing up for yourself. Isn't it that frustrating? Like, you really want to say something, but you can't. You don't stand up for yourself. And there's a version of yourself waiting for you to be claimed. If you're here, there's something better for you. There's a higher, if you want a higher version of yourself, a better version of yourself that it exists, and you just want to make it work. You're looking for answers, and you wanted to see how you could make it work for you. Or perhaps you're just bored and just want to hang out with me. I hope that's not the case. But if you're here and want to hang out with me, I'm also happy that you're here hanging out with me. So the obvious questions for you is, you do have a choice. You do have a choice. You have a choice to change your life. You have a choice. If you decide to become that worthy, confident, you're worthy already. So I'm not saying become worthy, it's feel the worthiness. So build the confidence, accept yourself, be able to set your boundaries, speak up. You have a choice. You can do that. And I know you're looking for it. And you can keep doing it on your own, try and error and see what works. Or you can do it just faster. I'm here because I want to be a shortcut. I want to be that shortcut that I didn't have for maybe 30 years. I wish I would have found someone when I was in my 20s or even 30s to say, you know what, this is your shortcut. This is what you have to do. You want to feel worthy, you want to feel enough. This is the steps that can work for you. And I wish I would have had that. And I didn't. And it took me a lot of tears, but I made it. And I'm here because I want to be of service. I think that's been my God calling purpose, to be serving and to help people realize truly who they are, for what they are, for their worth. And I have my purpose. This is what I'm here for. So if you want to take the shortcut, I have a Self-Worth Revolution group coaching program. So it's an introductory offer. So what is this? So it's basically pretty much, it's my complete step-by-step group coaching program designed to take you by hand to discover you through word. So you can become more confident, you can feel value, you can set boundaries, you can speak up, you can feel empowered, and you can feel enough. It's, for me, through the 7-step framework was the most effective way from feeling that I found, from feeling undervalued to completely feel comfortable in my own skin. So this is what it is. It's the first time I'll be opening the doors for only 25 founding members, because this is what I take right now. I can't take more because of time. So I'm taking exclusively 25 founding members. And I'm going to just take you as a group. I'm going to take by your hand, and I'm going to teach you step by step. So how it will work during our time together, we'll engage in 4 weekly live coaching. So every week for 4 weeks, we'll have a live coaching session. It could be from an hour to an hour 15. I mean, could be an hour, but if it goes longer, it goes longer. And basically what we do is we're going to take all this framework, we're going to work it out step by step. You're going to have a full workbook, detailed workbook, where it will help you with the transformation. We will have Q&A sessions as well, and we'll work on every single step for the new you. Also, all those weekly live coaching sessions will be recorded, so you can keep them for life, because it's so powerful. So those coaching, I don't know if you have done coaching sessions, but those coaching sessions are so powerful, and you take notes, but it helps a lot when you go and replay them and you listen again, and because you probably will hear something that you didn't hear before. So you have live access for those replays. Like I say, I have a comprehensive workbook to track your progress. And I also have a self-confidence ebook that is currently $97 value, but it will be included because it will be a wonderful addition for your journey. So I want you to picture this for me, okay? And I want you to see what would feel like showing up with radiant confidence, like knowing who you are. How would we feel knowing that you have value and that you really know what you bring to the table? How it will feel to stop the people pleasing cycle and stop, setting boundaries, and you can feel confident and comfortable in saying no. A big one is getting out of toxic relationships, if you have any relationships, or if you feel like you are in a toxic relationship. It's speaking up for what you deserve and what you want. And again, finally, feeling comfortable on your own skin. So this is what it will take. It's an investment for yourself. It's just $247 for all 4 coaching sessions. Which is pretty much a fraction of a price if you hire a private coach. It will be small, it will be intimate, it will be limited spots, and again, the value delivered will be as good as having a private coach. And obviously, don't forget, you have the replays, you have the workbook, and you also will get the self-confidence ebook. Now you're saying, well, I don't know, what's my guarantee here? Well, I'm so sure that you really will fall in love with this program, because it will take you step by step, and you will discover the true, beautiful, worthy person that you are. That you fall in love with from the very first session. If you're not feeling the magic after that, no worries. I will give you your money back. No questions asked, guarantee. I give you your money back. Okay, so you're wondering, so where do I get this? So I'm just going to, I have a, I have here. So if you're interested, this is my offer for today. Obviously, I will, let me see if you get this. All of you will receive this link and all this information in your email. You're going to receive the replay. So you know you're getting the replay of this training, because I know I threw a lot of information. I know I made questions. I know there are a lot of things that you needed to journal. So I'm doing that. I'm sending you the replay, and I also will be sending this link where you can sign up for this. So questions for me, like, when will this start? So the idea is we're going to have 4 sessions starting the week of October, the first week of October. You will receive all the details in your on the email. When you sign up, when you register to the coaching sessions, you will receive everything. You will receive the information of the dates. Obviously, if there's any of the sessions that you cannot attend for the group coaching, there will be also with recorder, so you will get them. And you will get the workbook, you will get the Zoom information. All the coaching is going to be through Zoom, so you will get everything. I want to know if you have any questions right now for me. If you do, I can just unmute you, and let me see. I can unmute you and let me know if you have any questions. No?
How many people would be in the live coaching sessions?
Well, I'm taking a maximum of 25 people. But if I ended up with 4 or 5 people, that's perfectly fine. I just put a cap for myself. It's called the 25 founder members. But at the moment, that's the cap. It could be 25, or it could be 5, or it could be 10. It really depends of how many people ended up signing up. Any other questions that you might have for me? Obviously, feel free to email me. I can also, I'm dropping off my email address. You might have it already, but feel free, if you feel more comfortable sending me an email and chatting through email, having more questions. No, it's totally fine. So